Let's get you an update on the Dadri murder case. The forensic report on the meat that was found in the house of Mohammad Akhlaq, the man who was lynched by a frenzied mob in the Dadri area of Uttar Pradesh in September last year. The report in fact says that the meat was either of a cow or its progeny. There's been a huge dispute over whether that meat was in fact beef or mutton. Tanima Biswas joins us on the phone line. Now, Tanima, whether Mohammad Akhlaq and his family had consumed beef or mutton is clearly immaterial as far as the criminal investigation in the case is concerned. It can be no excuse for lynching, but politically this is something that could assume significance. Why are there anomalies? Did the police charge sheet initially not mention mutton, and why does this forensic report now say beef?
Right. In fact, the charge sheet that the police had filed in court in this case had an attachment of the expert, the local expert who was a veterinarian from Greater Noida, whose opinion they had taken on this meat sample. That had in fact claimed at the point in time in December when the charge sheet was filed last year, around December, that it was, the sample seemed to suggest that it was mutton and not cow meat, as had been claimed by some of the accused who had been arrested by the police in this case. But that was not a forensic examination. It was an examination by a local veterinarian, which is why the police thought that it would be best, since they've collected from the ground, to send it to a forensic lab of the state, which was Mathura in this case. So after almost a year now that the report has in fact come out, it had been submitted to the court a few weeks back, and the report is now out, which clearly states that according to the examination by the lab, it could be belonging to cow or its progeny. The police are, of course, maintaining that there is no impact at all on their investigation of this report. But yes, it would create some sort of a stir in terms of the political reactions that we have seen on this story over the past 1 year. We have seen that several key BJP leaders, Mr. Sangeet Som included, had in fact visited that village in Dadri during the controversy, right a few days after the murder had in fact been reported by the media. And at that time as well, of course, they maintained that they were there only to manage the law and order situation and not to create any sort of trouble. But that had also been condemned by several local leaders. But they had, of course, it had been a matter of dispute as to whether or not this meat sample was actually beef or mutton. But now the forensic lab report, of course, is claiming that it seems to be belonging to cow or its progeny. The police are still maintaining that they would keep an eye on the law and order situation in Bitara village in Dadri, that it does not impact their investigation, and that it had in fact been submitted in court because sample had been collected. But it is even now, the district authorities are telling us that because this report has come out, they would want to keep an eye on the local law and order situation.